Hello, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning somewhere out there in the world. I'm in a different room today once again. We want to thank you for coming on, of course, on Real Talk with E.V.E. And of course, this is Real Talk about real issues with real people. And I got a real person coming on as a special guest to talk about real issues. But more than anything, know that this is a solution based program, a show that brings solutions to the table. And I have a wonderful, amazing powerhouse on the other side, a young lady by the name of Esther Lewis. So we're going to talk about the things that she's doing with her team in the community of Northwest Indiana region. So we're going to bring up, let's see, I took her out. There you go, Ms. Lewis. How are you? Good afternoon.
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful.
E.V.E.
Yes, so good to see you once again. It's awesome. And thank you for making time to come on Real Talk with EVE show. And this is a dynamite powerhouse. Miss Esther Lewis is the founder of Holistic Evolution, or HE. It is a nonprofit ecosystem that supports our members' entities' capacity to serve males of color in Northwest Indiana through the research of informed HE model. So, Miss Esther Lewis, welcome to Real Talk with EVE. Tell us a little bit about who is Esther Lewis, a little bit about you, where you're from, what do you do?
Yeah. So my name is Esther Lewis. I am founder and CEO of Holistic Evolution. I'm from Gary, Indiana. I know both of us are from the
GI?
GI. Yeah. So I'm from Gary, Indiana. And what I do, walk in purpose.
Amen to
walk in purpose. God gave me a reason for being on the earth, and I wake up every morning and try to reach what He told me to do.
Amen to that, which he tells us a lot to do, right? Does he tell you
Mm-hmm.
to do a lot? For
Yeah.
much is given, for whom much is given, much is required, right?
Yeah.
So, what got you doing what you're doing? I mean, I met you actually at the Crossing School of Business and Entrepreneurship several years ago, and I saw you doing your work there with the youth. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to say youth at risk. At risk of what?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
what would you define that to be instead?
When I was with the crossing, or just the
The
work that I'm doing
students,
now?
they say students at risk. I said I don't like that term to be used at risk. And I'm like, at risk of what? I mean, these are precious kids.
Yeah, I just reference them as young men, young ladies. Especially dealing with the teenagers. We support 16 to 24-year-olds. They don't like, to be called students. Sometimes, most of the time, they want to be called like young adults. So I try to be respectful.
No, and that's understandable. So obviously you like working with youth. You're involved with the youth in so many different capacities. But what got you to actually say, I need to do a non-for-profit. I need to start this organization, and this is why. What happened? What got you to do that?
Yeah. So, I've been doing work in the community, supporting youth and supporting youth programming in the state of Indiana, probably about 20 years, maybe even longer. Um, and yeah, everybody always would say, like, you need to start your own nonprofit, da, 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 da. And I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. We have a lot of nonprofits in the community that do great work. And like, I don't want to replicate what anybody else is doing.
Mhm.
And so I always tell everybody throughout the years, if I find something in that the community needs that I can offer, then I'll start an organization to provide that. And so that's kind of where Holistic Evolution came from. I was working in youth development, and organizations would pay me to like audit their books, to write grants for them, like to come in and just kind of do like some turnaround with programming. Like if they don't have like young people that's engaged or building like certain relationships on behalf of organizations. And so I was just like, okay, like, like here is something that the community absolutely needs.
Mhm.
It's something that I'm gifted at doing, developing and evaluating systems. And so I'm just like, okay, well, I'm just going to offer, you know, these services. Like I'm gonna start an organization that focuses on these services. Um, I knew that I felt very strongly about male mentoring being needed, but I know as a woman and a single mom of a 20-year-old, a 21-year-old Black boy, um, I knew that, as a woman, what young men need is a male figure. Um, and so I've just been very passionate about, getting mentors for myself, getting mentors for my son, and just feel very passionate about just the discipline of mentoring. Um, and so, yeah, mentoring is one of our anchoring components. And we support our member organization's capacity to provide that mentoring or to provide those services to males of color 16 to 24. And so all of those items were just gaps that I saw in the community, something that, was is needed, but I didn't see anybody doing it. And so I started
Mhm.
a nonprofit to do it. Besides God told me to.
Right, and you have to be obedient, right?
Mhm.
So you have different things that are coming up that you've done in the past as well in the community, and you're covering the whole Northwest Indiana community.
Lake, Porter, and LaPorte County. So we have He Health Weekend that's coming up. It happens in National Minority Health Month, which is April. And so we're going to do the He Health Fair April 21st. And then we're going to do a movie premiere on
Oh,
April
right. I did not
22nd.
know that. Ooh, I want to know
Yeah,
more.
a movie premiere. So we received funding this year from the Indiana Department of Health, the Together We Will grant. And we've been training barbers as community health workers, and then we've been um, just giving them the utensils that they need to coordinate and facilitate barbershop talks around public health issues.
Yeah, I
So
saw
like,
that.
so like mental health promotion, suicide prevention, substance abuse prevention, community violence, and then risky sexual behavior. And so we have a production team that captures everything, and then they're going to put everything together in a movie of
Nice.
sorts. Of sorts, it's not really like a Hollywood film or anything like that, but
Mhm.
we're gonna definitely do like a premiere and try and do like a red carpet and
Oh, so you're going all
yes,
out. Oh, I
yes,
can't wait.
yes.
And you have a tentative date or anything for that?
April 21st
April
and 22nd.
21st. You
Mhm.
have the dates already. Oh, okay.
Well,
Make sure.
April 22nd is the movie premiere. April 21st is the He Health Fair.
Okay, so you guys heard that. Ms. Lewis has got some things in store already, and of course, you'll see on the bottom screen is her contact information. Tell me a little bit about your Mentor Mondays. What is that all about?
Yeah, so we received our first grant at the beginning of last year from the Indiana Division of Mental Health and Addiction. And one of the things that they were doing was, or are doing, is expanding the trained like substance abuse professionals or BIPOC substance abuse professionals. And so we've kind of been going through all of these trainings to learn the science behind prevention. And then the goal is to deliver that curriculum to our community. So, Mentor Monday is an opportunity for mentors to learn the science behind prevention. We spend about 45 minutes on some type of training related to prevention of substance abuse, prevention of violence, the topic of prevention. And then the mentors spend about 45 minutes with the women out of the room, just connecting and um, utilizing the space for processing and talking through whatever they need to talk through. Yeah, that's Mentor Monday.
And that is once a month?
Yes, it's actually twice a month. So the second
Oh, twice a month.
Monday in each month, we have Mentor Monday at the Lulu's Beauty and Barber College in Gary, and then the fourth Monday of each month we have Mentor Monday in Michigan City.
So when, let's say I know a couple teenagers, what should they expect in these Mentor Mondays?
So Mentor Monday is actually for the mentors. And so you have to be 27
Okay.
years or older to be a mentor. And then you have to fill out an application, go through training, do background checks and different things like that. Yeah. So Mentor Monday is for the mentor.
Okay. So what requirements, what do you seek in someone that wants to be a mentor?
Yeah. So
And
they
them
have to.
having the heart, right, of wanting to do it.
Yeah, that's a very important thing. So they have to be at least 27 years old. They fill out an application. We do a sex offender background check, a federal or fingerprint background check. We do reference checks. They give us a copy of their driver's license and insurance. They complete training, and depending on what level of mentorship they would want to do, is how much training they receive. So if it's just a basic mentor and you want to be called, we call our mentors holistic heroes. Everybody comes in as a mentor, but once you've gone through this process, we kind of reference you as a holistic hero. So if you want to be a basic, that sounds like rude, I don't want to use the word basic,
Well,
but
just say less responsibilities.
yes. So mentors come in initially and complete 4 hours of a pre-match training. And then if you are doing group training or group mentoring, there's additional training that you would go through, specific to the curriculum the evidence-based curriculum that we utilize. And then if you want to be a prevention hero, which is somebody that is kind of advocating for prevention strategies and prevention science, then there's additional training besides that. So it just depends.
So I was just looking at the that you said holistic heroes.
Mhm.
Um, Listen, Ms. Lewis thought of everything. There is a pledge, a holistic hero pledge. May I read it, Esther?
Sure. It was
As a holistic hero, in case we got some adults right here that have been mentors or would like to be a mentor here. This is what you got going on with holistic evolution. As a holistic hero, I commit my energy and expertise to support he mentees achieve greatness. I commit to building a mutually beneficial relationship with he mentees where I listen to his dreams and challenges and share my stories and experiences and respect the difference between the two. As a holistic hero, it is my responsibility to uphold the integrity of Holistic Evolution Inc. and to represent a positive image in the community as well as for he mentees. We will transform and uplift Northwest Indiana males one mentee at a time. I like that. I like that. Definitely.
awesome.
Yeah. So if that is you and you feel that you should be part of this or want to be part of this, then by all means, you see the website down there on the bottom of the screen that is scrolling, and also the contact info, and that is the info at holisticevolution.org. So you see Miss Esther Lewis is the founder of this organization, and she also, I'm sure, has responsibilities for mentees, right? There is a mentee that also quoted, and I'm going to read the quote. I wouldn't have been able to do it without holistic evolution. Holistic evolution has had a huge impact on my life in such a short time. I was homeless for a time and wanted to give up. After being hospitalized for a failed suicide attempt, thank goodness it was a failed one, I got in contact with Miss Lewis, and she got me in contact with people I needed to meet. Holistic evolution changed things for me and showed me there's always another way. I currently work at Walmart and I'm living in transitional housing while I prepare for the future. He mentee. Well, that's awesome. And what are the ages that you're accepting as mentees?
So 16 to 24, living in Lake Porter and LaPorte County, males of color. So not just black, not just Hispanic, but all males of color.
Asian, what have you?
Biracial. Yep.
Racial. So another question. You are mentioning the heroes. Are they all male? Can they be female too?
Yeah, we actually do have some female holistic heroes, or prevention heroes, especially that delivers prevention curriculum directly to young men in the community. Yeah, so women or men. Yep.
Well, that
I
is
actually get much more support from like mom. Well, that's not true. That's not true. But moms are really a very big support of the work that we're doing. Let me just
And and I think that they're both needed because I've seen some young men that need guidance, and their mom may not be in their life as they would like to, as their kids would like to see.
yeah.
And also the dad is not in the life of in their life. So I think that's great that you're accepting women because they serve as that mentoring mom, you know?
That's my did you get that from my did you know that was my tagline?
No. What's your
Oh,
tagline?
I don't mentor our mother.
Oh, oh, okay. That's right. Wait, is that what you had on your t-shirt the other day?
Yeah.
Something like that? Yeah, no, see, we're in sync. We're thinking alike.
Yeah.
Because I too have been a mentor to youth, teenagers, and to young adults as well, and young women in their 30s. So I call them my spiritual children.
Mm.
So this is, I think, a great way to explore, to learn even about yourself as an adult when you're mentoring someone that you may have, what if they don't have kids, Esther, but they like to be a mentor?
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, there's no requirement that you have to have children. No. Um that's kind of the thing with holistic evolution. I really am just building a community that's supportive of males of color 16 to 24. And so that may look like a white male, that has been helping me from, SCORE in Porter County. And that might look like Asian female who provide like technical assistance to me. Um, but it's just about bringing a community of organizations and individuals together that's providing love and appreciation and protection, most importantly, to males of color 16 to 24. We have some really, really horrible statistics that we hear about that population, specifically here in Region 1. And so Holistic Evolution is trying very, very hard to change the narrative. And we can't do it without all of you.
Right. That cliche, it takes a village to raise a child. It truly does.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad to see that some schools are more open to bringing other organizations in. The juvenile detention centers, they're more open to bringing organizations in, because kids need that outside world, people that are not in their immediate circle, as in their teacher, their parents, and wherever they are. If they're in a facility, they need other people coming in, bringing other resources to help and assist. So it's
And
so neat.
parents need it, and even not in like a juvenile, justice situation, just in a school environment, teachers need additional adults that are saying the same thing, that's communicating healthy beliefs and clear standards. Administrators need that, the community need that, parents need that, so that we're not just one person saying, hey, don't do drugs, hey, don't have sex before you get married, or don't have unprotected sex with multiple partners. So it's not just young men hearing that the one time, they're hearing it multiple times from multiple people. They're gonna start listening. So
Right. And it's so needed. So there's a couple of things or events that I too was part of, and I'd like to hear more about it. And that's these town halls, the youth prevention town halls. Tell us a little bit about those.
yeah, so it's kind of like the same. Well, I don't want to say it's the same. So originally, I was thinking that we um train mentors by themselves and then train mentees by themselves. Um, and the two should never meet, so to speak. Or if they do meet, it's just kind of like in this mentoring relationship, or when we're doing community events. But what I found was me organizing these barbershop talks or these conversations around public health issues, in hopes that I would be supporting that 16 to 24 population in processing their emotions and identifying healthy coping strategies to deal with the stressors of life.
Mhm.
What I found was grown men, all men, everybody wants to talk about what's going on with them. And these barbershop talks have been extremely impactful. And even when it comes to Mentor Monday, they've those items have kind of turned into a cross generational conversation about males of color. Um,
Mm.
and I wanted to do the youth prevention town hall just to have those conversations on camera in public and allow the public to kind of hear what the young men and older men was saying
Mhm.
about, what they needed as it relates to community violence, what they needed as it relates to mental health promotion. um so it was just an effort to kind of put everybody in the room and let's listen
Listen, yeah,
to,
yeah.
yeah,
It's
what
like
what
forcing it's like
yeah,
forcing the adults to listen to the youth of the things that they have gone through. Their stories are very heartfelt, that I'm sure if their parents were in the room,
yeah,
hear that, parents. If you just come in one of these town halls and your child is on the panel and you sit there without interrupting and hear their heart,
yeah,
it would probably break you to say, oh my goodness, I did not know.
yeah, yeah,
Because we're absent quite a bit of times during the day, during the week. We work, we're doing stuff, and sometimes our kids don't tell us. They go tell another kid or somebody else's parent. So
hmm,
always keep that open communication. Now, these are conversations that are very uncomfortable.
yeah.
I had the blessing or to be a witness. Thank you, Esther, as well, for bringing me in to be the moderator to hear the
Thank you for
story.
moderating that. Yeah,
My
I
pleasure.
appreciated it.
No, my pleasure. And just not just ask them the question, but more than anything, hear their answer, hear their heart, and how they felt that they should be listened to, the things that they have experienced, unnecessary things that they've experienced due to
Yeah.
not having the right supervision, or not the right guidance, or not love. As one of your mentees has mentioned over and over, is love, and I'm all about love. I love to love. And so, as that saying goes, love conquers all.
Yeah.
And it does. And so you get to hear it from these mentees. And we also have adults that are mentors as part of the panel. You want to hear what solutions they have, because some of those questions are addressed to, so what strategies or what plans can we do pertaining to whatever topic we're talking about. This last one, vaping seems to be a big issue, right? From what I'm
Yeah.
hearing from your
It
educators.
Yeah, it came up as a really, really big issue in Michigan City. So during Mentor Monday, we met with mentors in both communities. And in Michigan City, vaping and community violence was kind of the topic that kept coming up. You know, it came up several times. So,
Yeah. And I mean, if these kids have these vaping devices and they're not working, who's paying for them? How are
mm,
they getting their money? Parents, make it your business to go look at their backpacks. And if they get upset, then they're obviously hiding something. Don't be afraid of your children. If they always want to be locked up in the room, make it your business to go in the room to find out what they're doing, not be complacent and saying, oh, well, at least they're home. You got predators on the other line if they're on that computer. Okay.
yeah,
You got traffickers in there. Okay. You
yeah.
got a whole lot of stuff in there that they can be their supplier. You do this and I'll give you that. you know, don't just be pleased to say, well, they hardly go out. They're always home. Well, what are they doing always home? Can you find that out? Make it your business as a parent, and don't let your kids be the parent. I have parents that their kids are young adults in their 20s and their 30s. And it's like, okay, who's the parent here? You or them? I put your foot down, put some boundaries, but parent care enough to know my child may have a problem. And don't play the blinded eye. Oh no, I'm that perfect parent. Oh no, my child won't do no wrong. No, you're
Yeah.
not a perfect parent, and no, your child don't always do no wrong. Okay, and so by being involved in holistic evolution, and if you want to add to this too as well, Miss Esther, you will find out some things. You will find out about other adults, about you, and about your children. And if you feel that you've kind of like losing it, you don't know what to do with your kids, get them involved into things. Get them involved here. They can find a mentor for them. And if you don't have that kind of time, make the time at least to take them to these places, to these events, and they will find a mentor. They will get a mentor assigned by Miss Esther, qualified. You heard her. She said they got to go through some training, right? So it's not like, oh, I want to be a mentor and that's it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I've had a number of parents reach out to me and just moms, it's like, hey, when you bring him back, he's not coming back here. Like, he's not coming back because he wants to walk around with an attitude and So
Right,
I've
right.
I've had several parents, kind of reach out, moms, and just
Don't
express their
let
frustration.
I'm tired. Well,
Yeah.
if we don't stop things as their age growing up, age 3, age 5, age 7, if we don't stop all that at that age, it's going to be harder to try to teach them
When they
any
get
new
older.
things as they're deaf ears, because they are in that rebellious stage in their teenage years.
Mhm.
So catch it earlier, love on them, listen to them. I won't say I was a parent that always listened, but we live and learn, we grow, and we go and help other children. They don't have to be given by birth. They could be our children, even if they're not their parents. Okay. So, Esther, one last time, thank you so much for coming on and
Thanks
to
for having me.
yeah, no, I'm going to bring you back sometime this year as well to see what you guys are doing, the new things that you guys are doing, and possibly bring a mentor with you and to hear their testimony, right? Their story. So you guys heard Miss Esther Lewis. She's the founder of Holistic Evolution Inc. I hope you've lunched and learned, as in while you ate, you learned something. And so we're looking forward to more guests here. We want to thank you once again, Esther, for coming on Real Talk with E.V.E. And you guys have the contact information right there, holisticevolution.org. Contact also at info@holisticevolution.org. You can email them if you'd like to have more information or want to be part of it, want to be part of the solution, be the change you want to see. Thank you so much, Ms. Lewis. Until next time, take care. Thank
Bye.
you. And so, yeah, let's talk about solutions, right? So I hope that you have gotten a good nugget out of this and you can share this information with others. And as always, I appreciate you being here with me. Thank you for watching this show. And it's been great. And, you know, we're going to always have some great guests. I think we're going to always have some great guests here on this show. So keep watching on YouTube, on Facebook, and LinkedIn. All right. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love you. Love you. Until next time. Nos vemos. Take care.